Welcome to EVE Online Tutorials. It's 2025 and you're heading into EVE Online. There are so many shiny guides online of you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this. And a lot of time it's players showing off their knowledge. It's not always a bad thing, but also at the same time, it's generally not a good thing. Simply put, the idea behind EVE Online is about community. It's about having friendships with people. It's one of the very few games where you actually make friends with people and you actually keep friends with people, and it becomes something of a lifelong thing. Not so much an obsession, but it gives you what you're after. The game is steeped in history. It's as simple as that. You know, from players tanking the NPCs back in 2003 to 2004, to entire alliances coming together to try and make the first Titan game and to have that blown up by another alliance. You know, there is so much history within the game. But the thing that most people struggle with EVE Online is the simple fact of the matter is when you look at the game, you do turn around and say, Jesus Christ, this looks complicated. This really, really does look complicated. But the funny thing is about this game is it's really not. And one of the reasons it's not is because when you talk to an existing player of the game, someone who's been playing for 6 months to a year, they're so well versed in how the game works that they often forget how they started the game. And, you know, quite often it can come to a point where players will simply just forget that not everything makes sense to a new player. The ships of the game often come in massive and very different sizes, from frigates to assault frigates to, you know, faction cruisers to destroyers to stealth haulers to the Drake to the Synesis to T3 cruisers to T3 destroyers. All of these things to a new player are complete gobbledygook. They don't make any sense to a new player because they won't make any sense to a new player. These are all things that previous players and existing players will take for granted when trying to explain this game to a new player. Alright, so stay with me. Okay. One of the things that gets players about this game is the skill system. They open this up and they absolutely freak out. And they say, well, I don't really understand this. What is it I actually need to be training? Well, here's the thing. When you get to a certain point with skills, you actually begin to train skills you don't need. Because you actually have the skills that you need for what you're doing at that present time. But you never let the skill queue run empty. So you often have skills stacked up that you have no idea of which you need. Okay? One of the things that the new players should be looking at is something we're going to cover next. So moving on with the skill set, there's a website called wiki.eveuniversity.org. That's wiki.eveuniversity.org. And there's a skill set called the Magic 14. The Magic 14 skills are skills that you need when you first start this game. It is as simple as that. They should be the only skills that you are training. Okay? Now, some of these you actually start with now, but there's a few that you don't. So you have engineering skills, armor, shields, targeting, navigation, and spaceship command. Okay. Now, these skills are important for your most basic operating procedures within EVE Online and the most basic ability to fly your ships. So when you've made your account and you've logged in, go to the wiki.eveuniversity.org/ the Magic 14, or just type in Magic 14 on Google. It'll be the first thing that comes up. After you sorted out the Magic 14, you're going to start to move into the game. Okay, there's going to be a lot of nonsense thrown at you. There's going to be a lot of people promising you the world. The steps for a new player are extremely simple. Okay, you come into the game and you will run through essentially what is called the air career. Right, and it's a tutorial that quickly runs you into the game and you get involved in like a big fleet battle and whatnot and so on. And then it takes you to a station. And in that station are what is called career agents. Now, there are 5 of them. Okay, and they range from fighting to industry to production to delivering stuff, distribution, etc. You want to run all of these first before you join a corporation, before you start looking for friends. These are the first things that you need to be doing as a new player. So once you have completed those 5 career agents, and you can find the career missions on our YouTube channel, so don't worry about that. You then go to what is called the Sisters of Eve Epic Arc. Okay, and to get to that, you have to move to another system. So you go up to, essentially, up here at the top left. Okay. And you have here what's called activities. Okay. And there are lots and lots of different things, but you want to click on what's called the agency. Okay. All right. And here is where you're going to find essentially what you are looking for. There is a big help section. There is the Paragon agents to unlock personalization of your ship. Everything from painting your ship to sticking corporation logos and so on. Agents and missions here. And this is what you're after. So the career agents are the ones that you start with. Then you go on to the epic arc. Okay. And this one, you want to go to this one. It's called the Bloodstained Stars. This is where you want to go. Okay. So when you finish with your career agents, you will have a fully Tech 1 fitted destroyer, which is more than capable of running this huge missions. 52 missions, basically. And you will come out of it with more money and an expensive implant at the end you can either use or sell. Okay. This is where you want to go, basically. All right. At all times. All right. And only at that point, when you have finished the career agents and the Sister View Epic Arc, only then do you want to then start looking for a corporation. Okay. That is the order in which that you should start the game in. And don't let anybody tell you any different. You don't want to go straight to low security space. You don't want to go to nullsec. You know, you need to get familiar with the game. And the way that this game is designed to bring you into the game, whilst it looks incredibly complicated, it's really, really not. And you can easily understand it. And take some time to look around the agency. It gives you all the information that you need to actually find things. And you know, essentially tells you all the things that you want to know. What are asteroid belts? What are ore anomalies? What are ice belts? What are the planets? You know, and then you have open fleets as well, which you can join when you're ready to join them. There is, as I said, huge section on help. There is agents and missions. And of course, this gives you the general bits and bobs. All right. Don't be afraid to try EVE Online. Don't get put off by the skills. Don't get put off by the complexity of what you perceive EVE Online to be. There is much more to this game than you could possibly imagine. Don't let it take over your life like any other game. But once you get into this game, you don't leave. It's an incredible game and everybody should try it. There is over 500 tutorials on our channels, from ship fittings, pretty much everything that you can think of, and we're adding new videos on a daily basis, gameplay videos, and soon to be more tutorial videos. So get stuck in to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and take care of yourselves.